I'm Mike Quick, formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles. I wore number 82 in Philadelphia. I was the first round draft pick out of North Carolina State. For me, small town boy from a huge family. My mom had 9 kids, raised 10 with my cousin, and just to have gotten that far was just kind of almost out of the realm of my thinking. I was a great athlete growing up and played basketball, football, ran track. I was a world-class high hurdler when I was 18 years old. My transition out of the NFL, shit, I got old, couldn't play no more. That's how you get out of the NFL. You know, it's a game for young men. Seriously. I think it's a difficult transition for almost all that play the game. You know, we're kind of cocooned, and we're kind of kept away from a lot of the real world. And really, when you get out of that whole football thing, then you have to kind of get into the real world and face real daily demands and the rigors of everyday life and the real, like, it's really, you're starting all over again. From a guy who plays football from your early 20s to maybe, so say you're lucky enough to be 30 when you retire from the game, and you know that's a pretty long career, then you start all over again. The fortunate thing is that most of us will have a cushion, a financial cushion, so that you do have time to learn something new and to get in on the entry level and start to build. But the problem with that is a lot of guys, their ego won't allow them to go in on the entry level and just learn and work their way up. So it's a difficult transition. For me, I knew that I was ready to transition the year before I retired because I was dealing with a lot of pains and you know, taking medication to get through practice and different things. And I knew that I didn't want to live my life that way. So I knew that you know, it was time for me to move forward. I started to think about it a lot during my playing days. And you know what, I remember back in 1984, gosh, I don't know how I remember this, but in 1984 I was at a banquet and Gale Sayers was the guest speaker at the banquet. And one of the things that I remember so vividly him saying is, you know, while you're playing this game, you got to prepare not to play. And that really stuck with me. I don't know why, but it really stuck with me. And I started to try and get involved in things outside of the game in the off season so that I could prepare for the day when I wasn't playing football anymore. I worked for a company downtown in Philadelphia for a little while. I didn't really do anything. I'd dress up in a suit and go down there and hang around in the office just to kind of see what was going on. But even that, you know, doing things like that, I think was helpful, just to be in the atmosphere of a business atmosphere. It was a financial printing company, but just to be in that atmosphere. And I started getting into my own clothing line 3 or 4 years before I retired, and just doing a lot of different things that I thought that I may be interested in when I got out of football. Well, I think just learning the whole disciplines of football and how you have to work and constantly working hard to be successful and, you know, every day getting up and grinding. I think just, you know, I think football is such a great tool and parallel to life, you know, getting knocked down and having to pick yourself back up, you know, every day and keep going, keep moving forward. I think you should start as soon as you get into the league. I think that, here's the thing, there's so many people, when you're in the National Football League, everybody wants to touch you. No matter what city you're in, people want to be around you. They want to say, oh, I had dinner with so-and-so, he plays for, yeah, they want to be around you, they want to touch you. And I think that's the perfect time, the perfect opportunity to start to develop relationships, develop friendships. Business is about relationships, and business is about sometimes what you know, but more importantly, who you know and who you're connected with. So I think these young guys, while they're playing ball, they have to take advantage of being in the space with a lot of people in business. Take advantage of the knowledge that a lot of these people bring to the table, and you want to be around people who can add to you, not just people that are leeching off of you. And so many guys, they have these little posses and they have people hanging around them, and really the people can't do anything for them. I want people around me that know more, that can help me, that can add to whatever I'm doing. And so often, it's people around you that are needing a hand up, and not can hand down to you. And to me, that's really important. And I always encourage guys to do that. Get around people and network and get to know these guys. And the thing about business, most time there's a lot of trial and error. You don't just walk into business and boom, you're successful. That's rare. So you got to try different things. So what you're mentioning that Vernon Davis may be trying to, he might do that for a couple of years and find out this is not where I want to go. And that could lead him into the direction where he's going to be successful, or maybe not. But you have to try. You have to get up every day and put on your shoes and get out the door and make sure that you're beating the streets, or you're trying something. And eventually you throw enough stuff against the wall, then some of it's going to stick. I just didn't realize what sports and what football in particular could do for my life, and what it has done for my life and for my family. To me, it's a real blessing that I had the opportunity to play in the National Football League. I've gotten an opportunity to sit down with heads of states, and I've had conversation with some of the biggest people in the world, and with the guys sitting on the bench in the park that don't even have a place to sleep, and they're all the same to me. But I just feel very fortunate that I'm amongst the guys who got a chance to play in the National Football League, and because of that, my life has been very good.
VoiceAmerica.tv is online now.